Hey y'all, welcome to the Team LocoFit Roundtable, hosted by me, Lauren Conlon, owner of Team LocoFit. Each week, I am joined by one of our coaches to dive headfirst into the nutrition, training, mindset, and coaching strategies we use with our clients. If you loved the show, please subscribe, leave us a review, tell a friend, you know the drill. And for more information about coaching, the programs we offer, and additional content, visit teamlocofit.com.
All right, and I'm back with Coach Jill.
Hello.
She is doing her creepy, evil smile.
That only means one thing.
But only means one thing. And we're going to go over ridiculous
Diet advice.
diet advice.
From Instagram this time.
So after we did the TikTok one, if you guys have not listened, it was horrible, but informative.
Very unsettling and amusing, as we know.
And we also have an amazing background, so definitely watch the YouTube version of that, please.
Okay, so we might not get as many views.
I know that we don't have the creepy lizard in the back, but this is slightly more professional, so we'll take it.
Professional lizards.
Professional. What if we got like stickers with it, or like?
Oh my god, yeah.
Okay.
I got you a sloth shirt with like the little sloth on the pocket, so we can get this little lizard like poking his head.
Oh my god. Celeste, new Celeste collab. We have like
Team Fit Celeste collab
lizard.
with the lizard.
If nobody knows what we're talking about, you guys are like, what the fuck is wrong with these girls?
Just check out the TikTok.
Just type in hee lizard and you will be so happy you did. So Instagram diet advice. Again, I don't know these. You did share like one or two and it was awful. I was like, hey, just stop.
There was one we were joking about on the phone, so that's probably gonna be the first one.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm gonna surprise Lauren and all of you today. I have to say some of these I wrote down just because they're really funny to laugh at, and then some of them are kind of concerning. So we'll be sad, mad, just disappointed.
Full range of emotions.
But just unamused in general. So yeah, first one, you know this one already, but apparently we've been doing it all wrong. So I'm just gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna just switch to celery juice for curing all of my issues.
Mm-hmm.
So no more anxiety. Celery juice is the answer. Apparently, that's literally what I wrote down. Celery juice is the answer.
That's a pretty crazy one because I brought this up like you said on the phone, and so there was this post and it was like what was the thing that they said it had like some kind of weird salts in it that helped your kidneys
clusters or something.
Honestly, who the fuck knows what's going on? Anyways, person's going on about celery juice, and
there was like slides attached to it with just paragraphs.
Now, mind you, are there maybe a benefit or two from celery juice? There could be. I'm not saying that there couldn't be. But the best part of this conversation, which is why these kinds of things bother us so much, you're focusing on something that is so small and may have a nothing percent impact, right? And the comments were so alarming.
Oh, very. I just think it just makes people go crazy. Like, that's kind of what I interpreted from the comment section. Just like people were just like, do I drink this now? Or do I wait until after I hydrate? Or
people were basically having a panic attack. Somebody's like, hey guys, I don't know what to do. I had a cup of coffee this morning. Am I still allowed to have my celery juice?
Did I just ruin the day?
So alarming. And people were like, hey, so-and-so really suggests doing it fasted an hour or two before meals. Okay, again, arbitrary. Like, what are you talking about? But it's a start. If you have your coffee and do this, it's like, what the fuck?
Like, what are you talking about?
You need to focus on so many other things. Like,
and get off the internet.
Hey, do you eat protein? Like, do you drink enough water? Do you actually exercise?
Do you actually eat right? Or,
do you
have any kind of...
Do you know what a vegetable is besides celery juice? Like, hey.
Celery is my life. No. So, yeah, it's just such a minute part of your day. Like, that there's so many other, like, more important factors that you could get a handle on way before you even look at what this could do for you.
And that's what most of this bad advice is. Again, there could be maybe a sliver of truth here and there. Totally fine. That's not the issue we have. The issue we have is that vulnerable people who need to focus on so many other things focus on the very, very minute details that are really going to have barely an impact. And then they go, oh, eating healthy doesn't work.
Yeah.
No,
you're just focusing on
drink
the
celery
wrong
juice.
things. Yeah.
It's not a healthy diet. Okay.
No. And also, I wouldn't even want to, I would just be miserable. So
we should do it one day.
I would rather do the potato diet. Come on.
Yeah, I basically do potato
waffle
diet.
fries. I am the potato diet.
We are the potato diet.
Did you have like a bag of potatoes and you're like, Jill, it's your family?
Yes. Probably.
When I'm in a bad mood, I'm just like, I'm a sad potato today.
Hey guys, take leadership lessons like how to speak to people who work. How to speak to people who work for you. You're a bag of potatoes.
Here you are, Jill.
Here's your lineage.
Personification right there. Anyway, next one. This one is also one that we just talked about. So there's a lot of weird side-by-side photos on Instagram, and they get a little frustrating. There's like a whole conversation that we can have about diet culture and how people are talking about going about lifestyle changes or how they view them, you know. There's a whole other episode we could do on this. But with one of these pages, they make some weird statements, and this one happened to be comparing, well, I'll just say it. So instead of focusing on what fits into your diet or fits into your macros, you just have to focus on what food fits in your mouth. Or it literally says, like, all you gotta worry about is fitting it into your mouth.
Hey, did anyone proofread this? Is nobody here perverted like us? Like, seriously? What?
The hee lizard needs to be in the background right now. So I'm just like, okay.
I'm like, everything? Do we need to log everything? Is that what you guys are asking?
So
These are some really
so if
personal
it fits in my
questions.
mouth, it's part of my diet. Okay. But yeah, that was basically.
That's what she said.
And that goes into this whole other thing, because it was basically like showing a piece of pie and like, hey, all you gotta worry about is if this fits in your mouth, and that's your diet. Like, okay.
What?
Great diet advice.
So like the whole pie, is it like how much I can fit in my mouth? Is that part of the, like, what if I fit the whole pie? I have a pretty big mouth.
Yeah, it's like that meme where you cut
You
a
put
piece
a lot
of
in
cake
there.
and then you just have the entire cake. It's like, what that mouth do? Yeah, that's basically it. But yeah,
Wow,
that was
solid advice. No, that's really scientific.
yeah. And my issue with a lot of these posts, like the side by side posts, is just like
What was the
you're
side
like-
by side of
it was
it?
literally like next to like a calculator, like calculating like number on your numbers, whatever, calculating calories.
Oh,
and
got
then-
it. Yeah.
It was comparing that to like a piece of pie. So I think the comparison there was like they typed in like 3.14 as like pie, like P.
Oh,
And then
so funny.
the actual pie, get it?
This is even worse.
Anyway.
Wow.
But yeah, so
Just fit it in your mouth, guys. It's our new motto.
new diet, just the seafood diet. I seafood and I eat it. But yeah, my issue here is pretty much that this doesn't tell you anything. Like, what am I learning?
Like
Like,
this,
what kind of diet advice is this?
this is
It's
like
anti-diet
It-
advice?
I mean, it's certainly anti-diet.
And
diet
this is coming
advice.
from a page that's like, I want to say dietitian related. I didn't write down the actual page, thankfully.
Yeah.
But that's my issue here. But
Hey guys,
Anyway.
it fits in your mouth. Just gotta work
and
it in.
actually, this is the same page I got another term
Wow. Here we go.
from.
Okay.
Ooh, guys, I hope you guys are sitting down for this one. But this one is called, there's a term that I just learned. We're always learning here on Team LocoFit. It's called gentle nutrition. And from what I understand, gentle nutrition is all about feeling. It's like a feeling, basically. So instead of instead of finding a balance of foods that are good for you and foods that you enjoy, it's more about, hey, it's about ignoring what's best and just doing stuff based on feeling. So like, oh, I feel like going off my diet today, so let's do that. That's basically what I understand from it, at least from what the post was saying. So like, hey, instead of having like a good post-workout meal and you feel like going to McDonald's for a Big Mac, like, oh, I feel like having a Big Mac today, so let's go do that.
I really wish you guys could see my face right now. Well, you can on the
That's
YouTube
like
channel.
literally the example they wrote down too. So
No.
I'm not interpreting this wrong.
That was the example.
Like, not the Big Mac, but it's like, hey, instead of having this post-workout meal with protein and whatever that I know is good for me, I don't feel like having that, and I'm gonna go have a dessert instead, post-workout. Because if I have this other thing, I'm not gonna be satisfied and I'm not gonna be happy. So that's gentle nutrition, I guess.
Wow. All right. So again, let's break this down. There is some positive qualities here. I obviously not for the name gentle nutrition. What if we had like hard, aggressive, fitting your mouth nutrition? That'd be really funny.
Hard, soft nutrition.
Oh my god. Okay. Anyways, there's so many mixed messages here.
Yeah.
But so really, I think probably the worst advice we could offer anybody is doing things based off of their emotions, right? Like just as a general rule of thumb for your life, if you run your life based off of your feelings and your emotions, oftentimes you're going to end up in some pretty bad places. Now, do we all need to be extremely calloused and logical and non-emotional? No. But there needs to be a healthy balance of reality and logic as well as, emotion.
Yeah.
And clearly, if you guys have listened to any of our other podcasts or any of our articles or any of our Instagram posts, we are all about flexible, like actual diet flexibility. You know what I mean? Not just rigidly tracking things, not only eating things because, it's super uber healthy, right? We're not promoting that whatsoever.
Yeah.
But we also, to the contrary,
we
do
need
not
to find that balance of restraint,
Yes.
right?
Just because I want ice cream for every meal of every day, which is, I can do that.
Yeah,
Like,
I can do
hey,
that.
I can do that. That's not a good idea, right? Just the same way as, and this would be applied to really, again, anything in life, right? Like, say you have credit card bills. You don't want to pay them. Maybe that's how you're feeling. I don't want to pay my credit card bills. Well, your feelings get trumped by your credit score that tanks and the debt that you're accumulating. So if you consistently put your feelings over what's good for you, well, that's not a good thing either, because that's how you end up with health issues.
Yeah, and I understand people maybe coming from a
Very
place of
restrictive.
restriction, right? They just don't want to feel that feeling of restriction. But there's a difference between restricting yourself and practicing restraint. And I went over this and
Put that on a plaque.
Just restraint and restriction are very different things. And there's a way where we can find a good balance where, hey, you're enjoying the foods that you love while also adhering to something that's going to get you to your goals.
And just be a healthy person, a healthy functioning person, like mentally, physically, all of that. Like you cannot separate those two things. And again, I understand. So what ends up happening is people who have restricted for most of their life many times go the complete opposite way, right? Like, I've dieted for my whole life, fuck diet culture, fuck dieting, I'm never doing any of this stuff. And that's where we see these really extreme ends of that, right? So I can understand because you've been in the depths of the other side, but it also doesn't mean that you need to be on the complete 180 side either. You do need to be somewhere in the middle, because listen, this message could be damaging to a lot of people who actually are unhealthy and actually need to change things for their life and their health. And this is a really bad message for them too. So it just all needs to be put in context, right? Like, so if a message like that, if you're going to say that, you need to then say like, hey, this is for a very particular population. This might be who it's for, right? Because somebody who reads that, who's in a vulnerable place, who doesn't want to stick to their diet, might see that and go, oh, see, gentle nutrition.
So it's like
I can follow that.
what I'm already doing.
Yeah, wow, that's a
There's
tough
just
one.
a lot of new terms recently. It's just
Yeah, just open your phone. There's a lot of new terms for
I did not
2020.
learn this in school, you guys. But
I didn't either, but hey, I'm getting old, so
the
maybe
internet is a wonderful and horrible place.
we should see if Lauren learned that in her dietetic
yeah.
internship. Hey, did you guys do a section on gentle
Chapter.
nutrition? How about fitting it in your mouth? Is that part of
Putting it in your mouth. Nutrition.
so many jokes. Okay.
Oh my god, okay. So you can see where our brains are at here today. But another one, very popular, we're going to jump into green tea. So apparently green tea before bed will allow your body to burn more calories overnight. But yeah, and then of course that will increase your metabolism and help you burn body fat.
Hey, if you pair that with the cold shower, I mean,
Exactly.
I'm not even gonna have any body fat at this point. Like,
Cold shower and then you chug some green tea before you go to bed.
100%. We're
Absolute
doing it.
morning.
So this kind of stuff, anytime you see a product or if food, like singled out, like celery juice or green tea, right? Are there some health benefits to these foods? Yes. But when you single them out as like the holy grail of fat loss or health or whatever, insert, that's so damaging, right? Because then again, people are going to think, oh, gentle nutrition and green tea at night. I can just, I'm set.
They
I'm
lose
tough.
track of the bigger picture, really.
Much bigger issues would need to be tackling. If you love green tea, great.
Yeah.
And maybe you have used that and you've seen tiny benefits. Okay, cool. Do that. But that's not the reason why you were successful in your program or not. And now, I will say, if you have a few key small things that are helpful that keep you on track, that can keep the bigger picture going,
We
right?
talked about this in the last episode. You know, hey, if lemon water in the morning helps you make better decisions throughout the day, go for it.
Yeah.
But that's not why you're making progress.
Yeah, that is setting you up for success psychologically, which is just as important, but you can't ride everything on that, and you can't just hope that after you ate like a trash bag at dinner that you're going to drink some green tea and you're gonna lose fat.
Yeah.
Which again, most people listening to this podcast are probably like, yeah, we get it. But unfortunately, a lot of people, the most vulnerable people, hear that and they don't see that message.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, remember that call that I heard the other day? Your microwave gives you allergies.
Oh. Yeah.
I actually heard that if you stop using your microwave, you will reduce your allergies by 50%.
So I've been using the microwave like my entire life. Probably every day I use the microwave because oatmeal, but absolutely not.
I was like, wow. I mean, you could maybe say some stuff for the actual microwaves and like what's actually going on there, like maybe, or hey, like, you know, if you microwave certain foods, it destroys some of the nutrients. Okay, I'm on board. Allergies? No.
So you're saying I have to throw my microwave out and then just chug celery juice, and then I'll be the healthiest human in the world.
Yeah, and we gotta
apparently
just green tea. Any
and just take cold showers. Okay, let me get right on it.
But listen, I seriously only take cold showers now. It's so fucking hot. I like literally have to take a cold shower.
I still take hot showers.
Oh my god, no.
I can't take cold showers.
The cold shower here is not even that cold because the fucking water is still so hot. I'm like, I want this to be scaldingly cold. That's not the right word.
Scaldingly cold.
Scaldingly cold. Freezing cold.
Words on Team Loco Fit. Anyway.
Fucking Paris Hilton, man. She got nothing on me. If you don't get that reference, listen to the last one.
Yeah, listen to the last podcast.
I don't listen to Paris Hilton. Don't worry, guys. My credibility
I'm
is just like.
okay, guys. I just fall down holes. You know, there's some weird stuff on YouTube that just pop up, and I'm like, okay. But next one. This is actually an acronym, apparently. This one also really dumb, but I'm sure no one really, I would hope no one listens to this, but it's called the DEAD diet. And DEAD stands for Don't Eat Anything Diet. Yeah, that's a thing, apparently. So
Sick diet, bro.
yeah, definitely not something that's going to set you up for success or anything long term.
The acronym is pretty suiting.
Yeah, exactly.
For everybody here who's really morbid, follow the DEAD diet. If you follow it long enough, you'll actually fucking die.
Yeah, just like my soul.
Mission
just in this moment.
Accomplished.
Yeah, so that was something I learned. This one also came from Instagram, I'm pretty sure. Instagram, like,
what was
on
the
Facebook.
protocol? Was there any protocol? No.
I mean,
Just
it's
said
pretty
don't eat
self-explanatory.
Well, obviously, but
if someone needs instructions for that, then
how long are we following the DEAD diet? Until we die?
Until you die. Well, or until you lose how much weight you want? I don't know. But guys, not eating anything is definitely not what you want to do.
Oh my god.
But yeah, this is a thing apparently. I've never heard of this one either, and which is surprising because a lot of these things that I was looking at on Instagram, a lot of them repeat themselves.
At least call it fasting. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Like
just long-term fasting.
Like no. Fasting is so 2018. We gotta call it the DEAD diet.
Yeah. Well, it really just would just be called DEAD.
Yeah.
The don't eat anything diet. But yeah, that was obvious.
Also, if you guys seriously are fasting, be careful. You know, it is something
because
to...
fasting is like a buzzword now.
Yeah.
So
there are some benefits, but you do need to be, careful. You do need to moderate your training. You do need to take in electrolytes and certain fluids.
yeah,
It's
Karina
not...
just made a post about this too.
Okay, good. Yeah, so go check out Karina's page. She knows a ton about this stuff, and it has therapeutic benefits, but you need to be careful with it, especially if you're doing long-term fasting. If you're doing for more than 48 hours.
Fasted training.
Oh.
But
I mean, if somebody's
Not
doing
so
a
much.
24-hour fast, okay, you can get away with not really doing much. 48 hours, sure. After that, you really need to start being particular about what you're consuming as far as electrolytes and fluids go. And it's just not something to be like, oh, I'm not going to eat, I'm going to train. And, I saw somebody on the internet do it. So a great example is Dr. Peter Attia. He's amazing, and he fasts all the time. And has a very, very high work capacity. He's done this for many, many years, so he can still exercise, he can still do things. That doesn't mean that you can if you've never done it before. You know what I mean? So you just need to be careful if you are going to fast or die, I guess, in this instance.
if you're gonna die, be careful.
If you're gonna die, really be careful. If you're gonna follow this dead approach, just it's not fun. It's fun and games until
you die.
You don't wake up.
Anyway, we have a visitor.
What does this page have? Like one post, just like donate, guys. Hey.
And my work is
I know
done.
we're pretty repetitive here,
That's
but
a real easy job.
but again, what if you bought like a diet plan and like literally it was just like, hey, donate.
Real plans, and just the page is blank. Is this going to be with our apple cider vinegar recipe?
Yeah. You're only drinking that.
Okay.
Have you heard of like the snake oil diet or the
I
snake?
heard about that.
Basically, it's like a fasting. It's like a fasting thing, and then of course, like when you do eat, there's like a product he recommends. It's like a fat thing. That's like fat. It is what you need if you're gonna be fasting, right? It's just it's like fat, some protein, and like electrolyte and sodium. Like okay, that actually makes sense, but it's like what?
My diet promote my product,
and people are like, you'd think, oh, nobody would actually subscribe to this or think this is a good idea. But
people do things that you think people would learn by now, but people still follow pyramid schemes too, apparently. So
people are waking up though. I'm trying to be positive.
Thankfully. But next one, we have a visitor from our last episode of this, and their name. Oh, what? No one's here? They're here in spirit. And they better stay far away because we're back at cauliflower.
Oh, God.
I was just telling Lauren this. I saw a video. This one came from TikTok, so I'm a liar. But this one was someone was making a protein shake, and you can guess where this is going. They literally threw cauliflower in their protein shake. And I cannot explain. I literally tasted the cauliflower as I was watching this video. But apparently, people would do that to bulk up their protein shakes or something. I mean, that's really that and fiber is really the only reason I can think of why you would want to do that. But even so, I mean, there's a way better option. just cut it with the cauliflower, okay? I mean, there's really nothing else for us to say about that, but I just thought it was funny.
The cauliflower obsession is so insane. And hey, just have a side of cauliflower rice. You know what I mean? Like, that's actually tasty. Not your fucking protein shake.
Oh my God,
which,
so good.
Hey, it's tasty for,
if you've been dieting, but
yeah, it's certainly
does the job.
Not rice. But if you mix it with rice, that ends up being pretty good. That was like my jam last time I dieted. It was like, like a good amount of cauliflower rice with like a little bit of regular rice. So you kind of tricks. Yes. But yeah, just don't do it. Don't put it in your protein shake. And
I can still see the visual of it.
And if you didn't listen to our hunger podcast, it ties into that point that you made was people are always seeking high volume foods.
They're in these bulk foods, high volume foods.
It's like, listen, if you can't tolerate some kind of hunger or some kind of just like not even hunger, like just not feeling like overly stuffed and full, like that's slightly concerning.
Yeah, absolutely. There's another one here that's kind of on the negative side. I think it's more of the fucked up ones that I found.
Bring it on.
And this one, I'm pretty sure I found this through Instagram as well. Most of these are through Instagram, so I'm not totally a liar. But this one is basically people are suggesting that you wear smaller sizes as quote unquote motivation. So if you're uncomfortable,
Like clothing?
yeah. So if you're trying to lose weight, for example, which is most of these things on Instagram, right? They're saying, hey, just wear clothes that don't fit you as a way to just constantly remind yourself that you need to adhere to your goals, adhere to your plan. And I cannot explain to you how angry I got when I found this.
How fucked up that is?
Exactly. I'm like, if you want a surefire way of just making this a horrible experience for you and staying unhappy, that's the way to do it.
Here's my course on self-hatred. Wear clothes that are 2 sizes smaller than you need to wear. No, this is actually a conversation I have with a lot of people, and it's actually buying clothes that fit you.
Yeah.
So this seems like a small thing, but like I'm like infuriated listening to this because one of the biggest issues that people have is, you know, hey, I have these old clothes that I really like, and if they don't fit you a certain way, that can be upsetting, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, there's a whole host of reasons why something might not fit you. You know, you could have gotten bigger because you actually gained muscle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you actually redistributed where you hold weight. And I understand, like I get it, like just like the scale is a number that everybody likes to kind of see, just like everybody has a size of clothes they like to wear.
Mm-hmm.
Like I get it to an extent, but a surefire way to literally invoke self-hatred constantly is to wear clothes that don't fit you. You know, cutting off, you know, your legs
Mm-hmm.
or, you know, spilling over on your stomach. Like literally those things are so damaging to the point where if somebody just simply buys, you know, a few new clothes, they feel their self-confidence completely changes.
Yeah.
And they actually want to be more adherent and they actually want to be more positive. And then they might actually be able to fit into those old clothes faster and better than if they were to just shove into there like a stuffed sausage and fucking hate themselves and be miserable. Oh my god, I could not think of a worse fucking advice. See, this is what's so frustrating. First you have gentle dieting, fit whatever you want in your mouth, and now you have
completely on the other side of the spectrum of, hey, like if you just make yourself feel worse to get your ass moving.
Neither is the answer. Like, hatred is not the way to make long-term changes, and neither is full acceptance and just not even acceptance is the right word I'm thinking of.
Totally just laid back.
No restraint.
No care.
Just, you, oh my god.
Yeah, and it goes into like, you know, hey, if you're unhappy during the process or before, and you expect that you're going to be happy afterwards, like there's no inner work being done here. It's literally just making yourself feel worse while you're trying to reach this goal.
And this is actually where I see a lot of people have really bad rebounds. So
Mm-hmm.
when people do things out of a place of hatred or disgust, that's typically when we see a lot of the backlash. And this is so common in the competition world. I mean, there's a lot of people who do competitions not because they want to be a competitive athlete, but because they don't like themselves, and they think that by looking good by a certain set of standards, they're going to feel better. And what ends up happening is you feel a lot worse because guess what? You've now invoked a whole host of adaptations physically and mentally, and now you've been judged by a group of strangers, and you might not have even
a superficial sport
done well. You know what I mean? Like going into that, if you're going into that as an athlete, you can typically come out the other end okay mentally. If you go into it from a negative perspective of I want to look better and I'm doing this purely for, you know, how I represent myself and how I feel in my skin, no. Get ready for a fucking hell afterwards, because getting on stage and being judged for what you look like, even if you get first place, you're still not going to feel happy and you're most likely going to feel worse.
Yeah, and you know, I've experienced this firsthand too, back years ago when I first dropped a lot of weight. You know, you think it's gonna make you happier if you look a certain way or, you know, change the size that you're wearing or anything. But hey, you get to that end result and you're still unhappy, what do you do then? Exactly. So.
And that's where we can't be on either of these extremes. You can't just fully accept whatever you have at this current moment and say, I'm gonna eat whatever I want and you know, gentle my way through life and live my life based on emotions and feelings. No, that's not a good idea either. Just like living in this self-hatred and disgust mode is not going to help either. Like you have to be somewhere in the middle of all this, and this is so frustrating.
Yeah,
that this is out.
All that stuff is just This is why we have to put out more good information.
Exactly. This is literally
These are the accounts that just need
why
to
we do
get off
this.
the internet.
This is why we do this. And every single podcast, every single post, every single article is literally geared towards trying to make the industry a better place and actually get people to think and actually get people to plan for like their long-term self and their long-term health.
Yeah, I mean, this kind of, I mean, part of this goes into another one that I wrote down, and it's like, don't eat less, but eat right.
Mm-hmm.
And this can go into conversations about clean eating versus processed foods or stuff like that. So, yeah, at the end of the day, you know, it's not about eating certain meals or certain foods or a certain diet. It's really just getting all those bigger variables taken care of. So, hey, track your food, know how much you're eating, and from there you can adjust. But when you're dieting or try to lose weight, at least you're going to have to practice some kind of restraint and, you know, change your diet in a way that's conducive to that.
Yeah, you have to understand physiology and biology and all of these things. Like you know, your body, if your body is at a certain fat and just composition and a weight and all that, if you don't change anything, it's not going to change either, right?
Yeah.
Like
so
if
you can eat, you know, your body weight in broccoli, but if you're eating more calories than you're expending, don't do that either.
Hey, PSA. You won't shit for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It'll like literally just like ferment in your stomach.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, you know, what those food sources are. If you're eating, say, more calories than you're expending, you're not going to see anything change.
No, you might be
Super bloated.
healthier, right? If you change out shitty food for better quality nutrient-dense food, that has other health benefits, right? Certainly. But if your goal is to change your body composition, that's a different goal. That's a different mechanism.
Yeah.
And that's where there has to be, again, restraint, and that's where there has to be, you know, self-discipline and not just feelings, but it also doesn't need to be from this place of, oh, I really want to diet now because I'm literally can't even button my pants, but somebody told me to do this, so I kicked my ass into gear.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. Hard pass.
A hard pass. But yeah, and the idea of don't just eat less, eat better, that, again, has a good message behind it, but it's pretty blurry for people, especially people who want help, and particularly people who are trying to lose weight. If you're gearing it, don't eat less. So if you say eating less, that's obviously gearing towards people who are trying to lose weight. If you just say eat better, well, what does that mean? What's better?
What's better for you?
Better to you is different than what's better to me. And that's actually one of the hardest things is like, you know, clean eating, air quotes, it can not, there's no definition, right? And when we're not playing on things that are well defined, we have issues. And when one person's definition is different than the other person's, this is not just for nutrition, this is just all things in life, but particularly for nutrition, right? Like, because that's what we're talking about. If you don't have the same definition as somebody else, we could be having a conversation and think we're on the same page, but we are on vastly different planets.
Yeah, and honestly, that's like a whole, like, most of the frustration I was having going through Instagram was the fact that, like, a lot of this just, it's so broad. And it's either I'm not learning anything or I'm learning, or you're telling me something that
is so specific.
Yeah, so specific, and it doesn't take into account the fact that everyone is going to come from a different place. And that's where coaching is so important, and, you know, really just working with the client as an individual. You know, everyone's going to come from somewhere different. Everyone's going to need something else to kind of get them closer to their goals while giving them something that's realistic to stick to.
100%.
Now, I do want to lighten the mood a little bit, because there's one here that
like, we need like another one to wrap this up that doesn't make me want to fucking...
Yeah, so it's one of those, one of those graphics, like, did you know? And it could be false information for all I know. There's a lot of fake facts on Instagram. I mean, there's actually like what's it called? There's, sometimes if you scroll through the Instagram feed, it'll like blur out the image and it'll say like, hey, this is false.
Oh yeah, but you know that that's false too, like a lot of times, like the fact checkers.
Oh really? Oh shit, okay.
Sometimes.
Well, you don't know anything on, like, the internet.
They censor some crazy stuff now, like literally, it's like not crazy in a bad way, it's crazy in like this shouldn't be censored, and they're literally censoring it, and you're like, oh.
It's like, okay.
What? It's like sensitive content, and you click it, and
it's like just a picture of like
nothing sensitive.
Okay.
You're like, oh, okay, so
yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised with Instagram, but it's one of those did you know like food facts thing. So this one's there's a few different ones in here.
I need to laugh.
One that I just thought was like funny because like I'm just thinking like I don't know. It says 3 carrots gives you the energy to walk 3 miles, and it says they were grown as medicine and not food, yada yada. But I'm like, are we talking baby carrots or?
How big is this fucking carrot?
How big are these carrots? Because
Hey, I just gotta fit in our mouth, Jill. That's going back to the first. If I can fit in our mouth, that's the size we're going for.
Okay, I mean, so just 3 mouthfuls of carrots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So apparently I can just get 3 miles in with 3 carrots. Yeah, I just thought it was so funny. There's another one here that says.
Also, what is fueling for a 3-mile
energy to walk 3 miles?
So 3. I mean,
so I can
typically.
walk 3 miles if I didn't have 3.
Yeah, if I didn't have 3 carrots out, I'm gonna pass out on the first mile. Like.
Wait, so it's like when you get to 4 miles, you're just like that meme of like the skeleton in the road,
Yeah.
like, oh, I didn't make it. I didn't have 4 carrots.
Why isn't my mouth bigger?
It's just like so random. Like, why do I need to know this? But I just thought it was funny. Anyway, there's another one that says apples are more effective in waking you up in the morning than coffee.
The lie detector determined that
This was false.
that was a lie.
As we drink our coffee.
As we drink more coffee. Fucking big surprise over here. We're drinking coffee.
Hey.
What?
I'm like, I mean,
What is this scale?
exactly.
Like.
I don't know
Also,
why.
do you need calories to wake up? Like, I'm so confused. Like, because, I mean, food is based in calorie. Like, the
Yeah.
metric would be calories. And obviously, exercise is calories. But waking up, do I need...
And also, I'm just thinking, reading these out loud now, I'm just like, why do I need to know this?
What kind of apples do you guys have? Because give me some of those.
I mean, they come out with coffee ice cream. Like, are you just infusing your coffee, your apples with, ew, that's not gross. But, I mean, whatever. And the last one
You'd
here.
fucking try it. Don't even joke.
Listen,
You
I
try
like,
anything with fucking caffeine in it.
I like a good Honeycrisp apple, but I'm not going to tarnish it
Sure.
with coffee. Or I'm not going to tarnish my coffee with apples. Either way.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
either.
And Honeycrisps are superior, just saying. But, don't eat apples.
Pink Lady, all the way. Pink Lady apples are the tip.
As long as it's not Granny Smith.
Red Thors, I think Red Thors. Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, sidetrack. But
Tell us
the
your
last
favorite
one
apple. Send us a message. This debate
Give us a
continues.
review. 5 stars, along with your favorite apple. The last
Fucking
one
10
here-
stars, Jill.
Oh, yeah.
God damn it, you're the one who started that.
Well, I mean, I was talking literally, but you can give us 10 stars too. But last one here is that 2 bananas, 2,
Yeah.
will provide you with enough energy for an intense 90-minute workout.
Do I have to eat them at the same time?
Well, it doesn't specify. Shit, this is probably in the comment section.
Yeah, this must be in the comment section. We should just like
I don't have the
troll
answer.
this. We should just troll, like send like 10 comments. Like, oh my god, that'd be
Do I
fucking.
eat this with my coffee or do I eliminate my coffee?
People would probably like actually answer, which is like scary.
It's keeping me up at night, guys. I don't know when to eat these bananas.
How do I cut the banana? Do I swallow it whole? What are we doing here? I don't understand. Do I put both of them in my mouth? How do I work out with them in my mouth? What are we doing? Okay. Also, what are we doing for 90 minutes? An intense workout. Please describe what that is. Are we lifting? Are we doing cardio? Like,
are we talking CrossFit? Are we talking walking? Are we talking like jumping jacks? Those like swipe videos on
Yeah.
Instagram. We can go into that too.
yeah, listen to the person.
Those jump squats with the twist and the bands and stuff. Intense workouts. So yeah, it doesn't specify.
I've learned so much from this podcast.
Yeah, guys.
I've actually
I'm not
learned
gonna
we
lie.
have a fucking lot of work to do.
It's like all of our hope has just plummeted by the end of this podcast.
I'm gonna follow the dead diet so I actually die and don't have to worry about this anymore.
The only valuable piece of information
Yeah.
we've gotten.
Hey, when I just want to end my life,
End it now.
that's what I'm gonna do. Just
Listen, I feel like every day I make some kind of comment about I'm just being like I'm done with the internet. Okay, I'm just logging off of life.
seriously. But as soon as I say that, then I see this, and then I say, well, we have to put out better
Yeah.
shit than what is on there.
Yeah, I just think it's so funny. So
Oh,
it's
man.
like, you just have to laugh at them sometimes.
Oh,
But
Of course.
others, it's just like Italian hands. What are you doing? But you can only get what we're
Our
saying if
favorite.
you're watching the videos.
Oh, you can just imagine
Oh,
what
yeah.
our hands are doing. So
I posted that meme like a couple times already, I think.
It's so accurate, and why do we always do that?
Steven's like, is this how you communicate with your family?
Yes, of course. Hello, what else would we be doing? Alright guys, if you enjoyed this, leave us a 5 or 10-star review. Let us know what your favorite apple is. No, but seriously, I'm just interested because Pink Ladies are 100% superior. They are sweet and like sour and crunchy all together. Yeah. Anyways, if you guys want to check out more podcasts, subscribe here. If you want to check out articles or subscribe to the newsletter, you can go to our website, teamlocofit.com. We also have more information about programs as well as coaching on there. And yeah, you can also just send a contact email if you have any other questions. So thank you guys so much, and we will see you next week.
Bye.